welcome. We back with another excellent show. This is season 4, episode 7 of your leaders only show, digital show and podcast. I'm your host, Kendall.
And I'm Samaj.
And we brought to you here today by What It Changed Mentoring Inc. and Tone Drone TV. As we always ask, please invite your friends, have a watch party. We ask that you subscribe, like, comment, share, click the bell. If you can't catch us on our live streaming, we ask that you always hit replay in the comment section just to let you know that you caught up and that you caught this show. And if anything that you missed that you can leave in the comments, you can always do so. Also, if you got anything that you want to reach out to us on, you can email us. We always can be emailed at leadersonly22@gmail.com.
Yes, and today we're going to be talking about car thefts at the Ride Wave concert. Social media reported, well, it was the DMV Daily, reported that there was 232 cars broken into at the concert, at the Ride Wave concert here in D.C. A handful of the alleged break-ins were documented on social media with photos of damaged cars that have smashed windows and their interiors appearing to have been riffled through. DC's Metropolitan Police downplayed the reports of hundreds of cars being broken into and instead said the number was much smaller. Me personally, I don't care if it's bigger or smaller. It's just, it's a pure reflection of the time we living in, but it sucks. One of the big reasons I don't go nowhere with big crowds. Ride Wave concerts is more so for the youth anyway, but I would just advise people to try to use parking garages, valet, but then keep all your valuables out of your car whenever you do go places like this and it's a one-off, like a concert or something, and then get back to it when you leave. It just, like I said, man, it just sucks that we live in a time where people will even break into your car or one car, let alone hundreds of cars. But it is a perfect opportunity to do so because there's so many cars that fill the parking lot. So I'm sure it was thousands of people at the concert. So that's how I feel. Just protect yourself, protect your car and your belongings. And just remember the times that we living in, man. It's getting closer to holiday season, so they will be checking more and more and breaking into more cars.
Yeah, man. I have been a victim of this in that area. It sucks, to be going out to enjoy yourself and to come out and be have a rude awakening of your car, even if you didn't have nothing in there. Just the hassle of having to replace it, go through all the bull crap, the glass everywhere and things of that nature, take it all the way down to that small, because that's what it was for me. Just the irritation of the glass and just the inconvenience of my car being broken into was a headache. And then you also need to know where you're going, because in that area where that clubs and in the concert where the Ride Wave was held at, there's really no big garage around there, so it kind of sucks that the police do not patrol, and they know that that's a known area for break-in, especially at the concert and like Echo Lounge and all that. It's always a car breaking in on one specific street for real. So yeah, it sucks. Just like bro said, always be mindful of where you going, and the times we in. It is holiday season, so people are pretty thirsty out here. So just to be aware. And like I said, it's best to park in the garage. So yeah.
And we also there's Uber and Lyft and ride sharing, so you can always do that to get to park your car at a parking ride and then take a Uber or a Lyft. But moving forward, there's a mother who spent 7 months searching for her missing son. 7 months of searching for her lost son brought Betterston Wade to a dirt road leading into the woods past an empty horse stable and a scrapyard. The last time she'd seen her middle school child, Dexter Wade, 37, was on the night of March 5th as he left home with a friend. She reported him missing, and Jackson police told her they'd been unable to find him. It wasn't until 172 excruciating days after his disappearance that Betterston learned the truth. Dexter had been killed less than an hour after he left home, struck by a Jackson police car as he crossed a nearby interstate highway. Police had known Dexter's name and hers, but failed to contact her, instead letting his body go unclaimed for months in the county morgue. Now the authorities have yet again moved behind the family's back by exhuming his body without them knowing. The coroner's office identified Wade days after he died and ordered the Jackson Police Department to notify the family. The call never happened until August. Now, the authorities have yet again moved behind the family's back by exhuming his body without them knowing. Wade's family was told his body would be exhumed around noon Monday. However, when the family arrived, they were told that the exhumation occurred already at 8 a.m. hours before they arrived. The plan moving forward is to conduct an independent autopsy and host a funeral to allow Wade's family the opportunity to say proper goodbyes. Reverend Al Sharpton will deliver the eulogy for Wade's funeral. I mean, it's tough. It's not surprising, but it is tough. I don't know, bro. I think like these type of situations, it just sucks because we so divided. So it ain't much that the family could do because they're gonna fight, and try. I mean, where they gonna bring out lawsuits and stuff. I mean, that's the only thing that they're really gonna be able to do. But it's not gonna be able to bring the kid back. There's always a lesson to learn when stuff like this happens. To value life, to wake up every day as a blessing. To look into finding out who we are still more and more, because I feel like if this was any other nationality or race, it wouldn't happen because they know who they are. Even if it was a German Shepherd, they would identify who it was because a German Shepherd has a nationality. So it's big. Then when I see stuff like Reverend Al Sharpton and stuff like that, I look at it like it's a fake story. I ain't even gonna lie to you. So it gets deep for me because I do not support Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson, none of them. So these type of situations, when these stories come and they're not close where I can identify them, I just send my prayers up and I leave it there because it's very sad. But when I found this story, I found it scrolling up and down social media. So who's to say what it is? But if this is a real story, I would advise the community of Jackson just to come together to aid the family, sue the police officer. Sue the police officer. Don't just sue the actual police station. Make the police station pay for the individual, but make sure you sue the individual who is driving and every single individual who has something to do with it. You need to sue them individually because they need to feel it. Because if you only sue the police station, then the reprimand is going to be left in the hands of the police station, and they might just settle, pay it, and keep them all working. So make them feel it by suing. Find out the badge numbers, find out the names of every individual that has any paperwork to do with this case, and I would just advise you to sue each and every last one of them. And yeah, do what you can, man, to get in the right status. I just wish that it didn't already take the life of the young man. And the things that they did was just asinine in the story, like to hide it, to cover it up. But who else can do it? But the police, and who else can you do it to but so-called black people? Yeah. So these are the definite signs that above all we need to come together. I mean, it's like we say every week. I don't know if it go in one ear of the world and out of the ear, but these are stories that show that y'all ain't gonna do nothing. So we're gonna keep doing what we do because y'all ain't gonna stick together to do nothing about it outside of a fight maybe at Alabama. And you know, we get to turn that into memes and stuff with chairs, but we need defense teams. Like, this is what I'm saying by physical, don't just do it. Like, now we need people that represent us on a higher level by, you know, putting us into what tribe we belong to and, you know, going and suing these individuals and people who do it, you know, pro bono until, you know, they win and then they get their, like, it's just a lot, man, because living there, I bet you could look up the medium household income for Jackson, and I guarantee you it's below 40,000. So even to fight a case, it's like a lot of this stuff just goes through my head, like, dang, where they gonna get the money from to fight it? And then they can draw it out for years before your trial even starts. So
and make it exhausting.
Yeah. So above all, man, if you do have young ones, protect them. Homeschool is always an option. Getting some land and being in the village, like, man. But you can't, like, there's nothing you can do when the police officer run your kid over allegedly,
and then hide it.
And then they hide the body. I'm just glad that you did get some closure. And then now the new fight starts. Yeah, I mean, the mental is already messed up. There ain't gonna be no closure, but at least you know, and you're on the track
and
of what happened.
Angle to go at.
Yeah. Outside of that, I'm at loss for words.
Yeah,
all I could do is actually just send my prayers up and, you know, value my life even more. And when I come into encountering the youth, just continue to give more love, more grace, more patience, and just keep trying to be there for them.
Yeah, man. I pretty much agree with Samaj. It's sad, but we send our prayers out to the family and the mother, and we ask that y'all come together. As we always continue to encourage to be your best at your physical, mental, emotional state. We ask that you eat right, sleep right, meditate, find good activities and environments to be in, and surround yourself around good people, man, as possible. We know that when you're going outside your doors, there's always a risk, so we always remind you to be mindful where you're going, and if you all having anything on your mind, or you feeling any type of way, or you notice signs of anybody or anything of that nature, and if it's not an immediate emergency, we have our own emergency hotline, 988. Don't hesitate.
Yeah, and the last story of the day that we highlighted was it's a rapper kills pregnant girlfriend, and he killed his before her, the wife. But Raisha Hurd, a mother of 2 children, became involved with a man by the name of Justin Renee Lewis, a rapper from New Orleans that went by the name Mad Music Cali. And she was reportedly 2 months pregnant by him, but she would end the relationship after he reportedly became abusive. Tragically, Raisha was gunned down in her parents' driveway in front of her young son, with her loved ones convinced that her ex, Justin, was responsible for her death. First and foremost, like I said, before her, he was actually married to another young woman, and she wound up murdered as well. So, if anything, you would have to check the patterns. This is the main reason why a lot of people, when I'm dating or when I get involved or when I'm interested, they get upset. But I believe in vetting people. You know what I'm saying? I really do. I believe in having standards. I believe, love blinds people, or lust blinds people. And then red flag after red flag after red flag comes, and, they continue to stick there and stay with it or brush it down. Or there might have been just a little joke like, girl, don't make me kill you, or don't make me do this little stuff, and they might brush it off. Second thing is, I just encourage, before you get involved with somebody with kids, this is why I encourage there to be a mental health test, some type of mental health test or background analysis, because now both of the kids are going to eventually be put in a system or having to be raised by family members, but they're not going to get their biological family, their parents. Then secondly, there's going to just be a bunch of trauma, and then the kids are going to be trauma bonding with other people. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have a whole ton of questions that need to be answered. But just like in the previous case, the children were on board to see it. He did it right in front of the children, or they were there. So I'm interested to see how that even plays out in the case. Will they speak to the kids? Will the kids become witnesses to this? What I do know is I pray that if this young man did do both of these, I pray that he does get the consequences that he deserves in a judicial system, but in a karmatic fashion, because I always tell people, man, it's easier to just leave. You know what I mean? Like it. And I always, I don't agree, but I get it. Like, I get it. They probably both were abusing one another. It's just like the Keke Palmer situation. It's like once the man put their hands on a woman, it just everything goes out the door. But there are things that led that man to that. You know what I'm saying? There are things that be said and things that get thrown on both sides. You know what I mean? And we can't keep highlighting one big wrong and then don't highlight the little wrong. It's just like, man, it's all wrong. All parties need to get away from each other. And before you even do it, like, that's like me, it's like, what are you dating for? Like, are you dating just to have sex? Are you dating just because you are lonely and you need somebody around you? And then between this time of you not dating, you have to have somebody there? I ask these questions because I've been in certain predicaments where it was like that, where, okay, I'm bored. You know what I'm saying? I'm lonely. It's been too many lonely days. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm about to do something. To a point now, it's like, man, nah, I'm grown. You know what I'm saying? I'm mature.
Yeah.
I'm not lonely. I'm just alone at the times I need to be until it's time for me to be around the person who I intentionally want to be around on purpose. And if something were to happen and they were to get pregnant or they were, you know, to have a child, we would be able to sit and talk about that. But I talk about this stuff on the first date. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ask questions about where you going in your future. What were you doing before you met a man? Don't let a man be the only reason why you want to knock things out in your life, because a woman is not going to be the reason why I wake up every day and go get it, you know, and get to my purpose. You know what I'm saying? So I ask those type of questions. When was your last relationship? Have you ever been molested? Have you ever been abused? Have you ever, like, these are questions that people don't even want to get to because they so involved and so thirsty and thinking of the flesh and wanting to have sex that it gets old. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really get old. You know, I have to want to experience that exchange of energy. We even get there. But even besides that, it's like, why did you break up in your last relationship? Where did you go wrong? It's always cool to ask people, where did they go wrong, to see if they're going to get an honest answer in holding themselves accountable. Most times, every relationship, everybody was right. And I don't get that. So now I've just changed it to where, yeah, everybody in this world is right. There is no right or wrong. It's just whatever you willing to live with. You know what I'm saying? If you willing to live with the consequences, you willing to live with them decisions, then go. But you're going to have to answer to them. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't live with the consequences, I just advise people to stop. Stop dealing with these type of people. Stop dealing with, you know, putting yourself last, you know, because this is a clear sign of you not loving yourself. Now that I love myself and I feel comfortable, I'm not taking just anybody's love or their presence. Like, you have to be here for a reason. You have to be contributing. And then one of the things I feel like a lot of people don't ask is, what value do you bring to my life? I want to know, because you deserve the right to ask me, and I can answer that question. But this is how you will alleviate lingering of years and being somewhere you shouldn't even be, to where it possibly comes out to he loses his life eventually because of the penal system. She lost her life. I mean, 2 women are passed away and they're deceased. And then now these children, I mean, they're going to be playing catch up for the rest of their lives.
And
you know what I'm saying?
one was pregnant with a child.
Yeah, she was pregnant. Yeah. The new one was pregnant with the new child. Yeah. But if you even hear his response, or when he was being on Instagram Live, he didn't feel remorseful. He said he ain't had no girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? He said nobody was. So that's ego, that's pride. You know what I'm saying? Without the death being there, that's what a lot of guys do. You know, I've been guilty of that. Like, that ain't my girl. We never agreed to be boyfriend and girlfriend. To where now, no, we're going to be super clear. You know what I'm saying? We are friends with the possibility of growing to build. But I'm grown. I don't need no girlfriend. I'm grown. So if you're going to be here, you're going to be here forever, because I signed up to be here forever. To be your friend, to be your lover, to be your support, to be your companion. You know what I'm saying? To be your protector, your provider. But there's things that you have to do. So my list can't be, and we get hung in that too. Men have a 30 billion, gazillion, trillion list. And all we want most times is somebody to be nurturing and supportive. Yeah. You know what I mean? From my experience, from what I see, right. You know. But I just feel like in this situation that it was people that shouldn't have been together, and this is what we see every day. This is what we talk about every week, and we're getting the repercussions of it. Childless youth, more childless youth. That's why I look at it. So prayers out to the wife's family, the girlfriend's family, but above all, I'm just sending immense prayers to the children, because that's where my focus is in all this. I don't know, you know, a lot of being called a bitch ass nigga, that don't help. You know what I'm saying? Having you being demeaned and all that ain't no good either. And it's just like, it's broken parties on both sides, just trying to hurt who can strike and dig the deepest.
And the social media and the times that we in now, the promotion of toxic is so popular now. Like, people are so, in every song you hear when a woman going through it, they agree to the toxicness. I'm a little toxic and I can put up, you know, so that don't help either. So
or
it's
being petty.
Yeah, just like you said, or being petty, man. So yeah, it's a crazy time right now. So, and this is like the third or fourth time this has happened with the rappers and the female on Instagram. Right before he about to do it, he say what he about to do and go do it. So with the kids, the present, one had a kid in the back seat with him, and so it's sad, and I'm tired of seeing it, but it continues to happen. So
so heal, please heal.
It's pray, heal,
please,
and try to do better for yourself first.
Because this is nothing but a story and a situation spiraling out of hand. But I can only imagine, just say if somebody like Will Smith or somebody wasn't mature, you know what I'm saying, and being emasculated and being disrespected in public. Like, what if everybody just responded this way, men and women, you know? So it's a clear sign of just literally, in some fashion, a little bit of maturity. But we got to get out of these situations. Men shouldn't suffer in silence, and women shouldn't suffer either.
And stop waiting till it's too late.
Yeah, it's better to be alone and really fall in love with yourself. That's why I continuously push self-love, self-care. And I ask people, like, for real, do you love yourself? Well, if you love yourself, you wouldn't eat like that. If you love yourself, you wouldn't even listen to that. If you love yourself, you wouldn't even put yourself in that situation. You wouldn't even be around those people. Ain't no love there. And then we, like I said, we all been hurt so much that we ain't healed, that we keep running to trauma. That's why we could turn a blind eye to BS, because it's, we cool, it's okay. It's okay. It's not okay. It's okay until it's not okay, and then now it went too far. You know what I'm saying? Because I can guarantee you, a friend done heard it, a family member done heard them argue. And like I said, I've been there. I've been in arguments where it done spiraled out of control, and I should have just left. I should have been left. I shouldn't have punched a hole in the wall. I shouldn't have threw water. I shouldn't have did nothing. You know what I'm saying? I should have just did what I initially set out to do and take it till I couldn't take no more and just bounce, because it was all good until I gave a response. Yeah. And then once you give your response, that's when they sucked you in. So the best thing to do, the best response is no response and leave. Yes. Come back to it. And if y'all can't come back to it, then y'all don't really love each other no way. Because at this point in my life, if we can't have a conversation with you without getting upset and being disrespectful and all that, then you're not there yet. Right. Because we all should be. We throw these words like, I love you, I'm deeply in love with you, I'm madly in love with you. But we can't even hear somebody have a difference of opinion without it going left. We can't even talk about sports, so let alone something deep, whatever they was going through in a relationship. And if there's infidelity, if there's these type of things, and y'all can't discuss it and y'all can't get on the same page, then again, maybe y'all time had passed and y'all was just meant to be friends in the first place. Everybody just want the physical sex. I'm gonna just leave it there. Everybody just want to have sex, bro. That's what it seems to be, because people don't even want to build together no more. You know what I'm saying? Unless sex come with it. So heart go out to them, but to everybody who watching, get help. Yeah. Mental help, bro. We all have been traumatized. We all have some form of PTSD, especially in our communities. So just heal, because we look at too much stuff like being normal, and then we can't catch it when it happens like this. When things go left, it's just too late.
Yeah, man. So this is your Leaders Only digital show and podcast, live streaming every Sunday at 2:30. Right now we're here in Arlington, Virginia, but usually we're on site in Temple Hills at the Garland, Temple Hill, Maryland at the Garland. We appreciate y'all joining us. on season 4, episode 7. We always ask that y'all catch up on the past episodes and seasons. But if you miss today, we ask that you pound replay in the comment section. We always ask that you send your comments, likes, shares, click the bell, subscribe. Any topics, subjects, anything that's heartwarming, anything that's on your mind that you want to get in touch with us. leadersonly22@gmail.com is our email. You can reach out at us there. You can hit the Mental Health Chef website. You can follow the El Capitan Ambassador on IG. You can follow me at the Kindle The Touch on IG for fitness training, for any meal preps. You can also hit my residential cleaning page and commercial cleaning at Kindle Touches on IG. Peace, love, blessings.
That's mentalhealthchef.com.